What's going on, guys? Jamie Macon. I am the husband. And today is Flippin Friday. Part of Jamie over at Board and Bananas Flippin Friday Challenge. And today we got something kind of cool planned. We have a little wood wall art out of some old pallet scrap lumber that we're going to tweak and twerk and make all sorts of stuff. So be sure to check out her channels, linked below, and we'll get switched over and get right into this one.
And there's a playlist too.
Playlist, linked below also. Sorry.
So if you have old pallets laying around, why have a nice pretty bonfire when you can craft with it?
You could have a nice pretty piece of wood wall art.
Yeah.
So actually it is old scrap pallet wood that we just planed down, sand down, and we're going to make something pretty cool out of it. We're going to do a little design.
Mm-hmm. We have big plans.
So first thing on the plans though is this is our backer board.
Oh, we have to paint it.
We has to paint it. So let's get this painted and get this dried, and then we can start assembling.
We're doing funky stuff. We're doing half truffle and half white.
White. That's a large thing of white.
It is a very large thing of white. We use a lot of white.
All right, so we will get to painting. All right, guys, I know you wanted to hear the super cool background music sped up, but I wanted to take a minute to tell you about Jamie's challenge. It's Flippin' Friday. It's every month. You basically take anything you got in your craft room, anything you got laying around, something you found at a thrift store, give it some new life, flip it, and see what you can make. We have a ton of lumber kicking around, so we thought we'd make something a little neat, something a little different. So hang tight, check out, see what we make, and be sure to check the playlist and check Jamie's projects. Everyone makes pretty cool stuff on these. We've been doing quite a few of them lately. All right, so we are all painted. We are waxed and prepped and ready for some chalking. Mm-hmm. So we kind of got like a little vine. Is it a vine?
Yes.
Stemmy, viney pattern.
I like vine. I was gonna say leaf, but it's definitely...
It's a vine, because vines have leaves. So we'll just put this on here, and we're going to do it in bark. Not the wolf kind, the tree kind.
I was gonna start barking, how'd you know?
Alrighty, so we've got it painted, we've got the pattern on. Now time for the pallet board part of it. Mm-hmm. And what these are, steal this from me here. These are just chunks of pallet wood that we cut down and planed down. You'll see them, most of them are like, I keep wanting to say oak, they're not oak, they're maple. Yep, pieces of maple, and pallets are actually hardwood. So if you ever need some hardwood for your projects, go grab some pallets. You can get them all over. So we're going to lay them out and kind of do a cool little pattern. We're going to do a cool little design with it. So we'll get these laid out. We're going to put a little Gorilla Glue on them, our favorite quick bonding glue, because it grabs early, which means it grabs quick. And we'll get started on it. So just gotta figure out how we're going to get our angle in here. Alright, so I actually cheated. I went out in the garage and I threw a couple brad nails in this one because it just did not want to stay where the glue would hold it there for that long. Either that or we had to let it sit overnight. So, a couple brad nails, good to go. So, now we're just going to go through with the glue. This gives us a nice stable base to start off of. Build right off of there. Alright, I know you were hoping for this super cool background music again. But this time I wanted to tell you a little bit about the chalk that you saw us do, the patterning for the background of this piece. It's Chalk Couture, it's what we sell, it's stuff that you guys can use if you want to. Check out our links below for the store. If it's something you want to sell, you can do that too. We'll teach you how. It's something Jamie and I both do for a living, and we have a great time doing it together. So if you guys want more info on it, if you just want to know what the heck it is, check out the links below or message us at What's Jamie Making anytime at any of the socials. We'd be happy to talk with you and answer any questions or just hang out and talk. Awesome, guys. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I measured wrong and everything wasn't quite right. So the angles were a little funky. So what we did, we just laid everything out and we let it run past. I put a couple nails in, brad nails in it, and then I just took the table saw, sliced up the side so everything fits nice and smooth now. So, which actually worked really well. So guess what we're doing next time?
If it doesn't fit,
If it doesn't fit, we make it fit. And then we got a cool little additional piece to go into this.
Yeah. So we follow Birch and Bloom on Instagram, and Ryan makes some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the neat ideas she had was putting moss on her wood art pieces. And apparently I'm not allowed to hold on to it.
I was going to say, geez.
We totally cheated. She uses actual moss. We got some moss sheets from the Dollar Tree.
The actual moss wasn't in the budget. So,
Yeah.
so we're just going to glue a couple pieces of the moss right in here, give it a little pop.
Yeah. And that's why we went with this transfer and why we went with these colors. Because husband liked the color of this wood, so we wanted to leave it natural. And he said natural, and I thought, natural, nature. So.
Nature, moss and brown and greens and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So these are just going to slide right in here. That one's a little tight fit.
It's okay.
This one should be right up here.
I like it.
And there we go, without the little pieces of moss all over.
Yeah.
That's all right. They'll clean up.
It's very cool. The moss gives it a nice bright green color and gives you texture.
Yeah, it gives it a little something different. You know what? Let's just switch over right here. And seeing as how this has had 0 time for the moss to dry, they may fall. But
It looks way better holding it that way.
that it does. So there's our project for Flippin' Friday with Miss Jamie.
Yeah.
So, little pallet wood, little excess stuff, and some moss laying around. There's a cool little piece of wood wall art. So be sure to check out the playlist. There's a bunch of other cool stuff in there, and see what everybody else is making.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.